In today's weather update, we're breaking down cold weather, which is moving into the New York City metro area tonight through Sunday. We'll also detail a complex storm system moving into the area Sunday into Monday, and the reasons why snow isn't the only hazard. We'll talk about rain and wind and more in today's video coming at you right now. Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's John with New York Metro Weather, here with another weather update, checking in on Friday afternoon. Going to break down the weather over the next couple of days and obviously get into our big storm system that's coming from Sunday night into Monday. But we have something to deal with first, and that's cold. We're looking at some of our highest resolution weather models, and here's where we are this afternoon in terms of real field temperature, what it feels like. Across the New York City area, not too bad across this afternoon, but check out what's lingering to the north and west, and look what happens later tonight. It all comes flying down. Temperatures are going to fall significantly. Winds are going to begin to get gusty this afternoon and evening, and real field temperatures are going to go back from 30s into the single digits to below zero by the time we get into the later evening hours tonight. Let's zoom in on the New York City metro area. And boy, that's cold. Single digit temperatures, -4, -5 feeling like in the New York City metro area, and even colder in the suburbs and in the interior. Wind chill hazards are up from the National Weather Service for this. It warms up a little bit on Saturday afternoon, feeling like the single digits break out the shorts, and then Saturday night into Sunday morning it gets even colder with those northerly winds. It's going to feel like almost 10 below in the New York City metro area on Sunday morning. So obviously some very serious cold. Bundle up if you're heading out. This is one of the coldest nights we've had so far this season, and if you're in the interior, going to be even worse, down to -10 to -15 below zero. This is some pretty brutal and bitter stuff through Sunday morning. This is all ahead of our incoming storm system. Let's jump back in and talk about our storm from Sunday into Monday. Check out the European model. Here's our disturbance. We talked about this thing forming for a couple days. It's here, it's happening, and it's over the Central Plains by tonight into Saturday morning. If you look, though, across New England, this is another thing that we talked about at length. All this disturbance here, all this stuff flying by is what's keeping that cold locked in, and you can see it kind of lingering even through Sunday morning. We know it's going to get very cold. You see these disturbances are coming down from the Arctic, but by the time this storm system gets its act together across the south and southeast states, it's taking its time to do so. All of these disturbances are rolling away into the Atlantic, and by the time this storm starts to turn the corner up the East Coast, and this third disturbance starts to help it do that across the Great Lakes and the Northern Plains, all of that cold air, all the resistance to keep the cold there is gone, and that results in this storm just slingshotting up to near or west of the New York City metro area. There's a ton of moisture involved here, subtropical moisture and warmth, and it's all getting dragged right up the East Coast into the Northeast states. And so as a result, it looks like this system is not going to be a big winter weather threat in the New York City metro area. It's just getting pulled too far west. The timing is bad because all this cold air that's being held into the north has a window to escape, and it does exactly that as this storm system wraps up and moves towards the New York City metro area. Look at the simulated radar and precipitation from the European model. Here's our storm across the southern U.S. and the southeast U.S., and you can see even on Sunday, there's still a high pressure. That's holding that cold, that dense cold, into the New England area. It's going to be very cold on Sunday morning, even in New York City. And you would think, really, that this storm coming up the coast was going to be a winter storm. But just as the storm starts to turn northward, that high pressure has a window to escape, and it does exactly that. It slides off the coast, and so the wind flow starts to return around that high pressure. You get southerly winds into the New York City metro, east and southeasterly winds, and that warms things up and allows that front to slide north and keeps the snow to the north and west and warming things up, while all that significant snow is back into New England as that occurs. Let's zoom in and check out what's going on in the New York City metro and the New England view to get a better look. And you can see, as this storm comes in, it might start as wintry precipitation in northern New Jersey and the New York City metro area. On Long Island, though, Philly, southern and eastern New Jersey, it's rain from pretty much the second it starts. And the heaviest stuff is back to the west across the interior as that occurs. Northern New Jersey, though, that cold air is locked in. So if you're in northwest New Jersey, it looks like a period of steady to heavy snow early on Monday morning. That morning commute on Monday could be a bit of a nightmare in northeast PA, northern New Jersey, and southeast New York, as well as parts of Connecticut. But by 8 or 9 o'clock on Monday in the New York City metro, check out that rain-snow line. It's already to the north of the city. Very close. It's barely, but it's already to the north of the city. Let's zoom in even more and take a closer look at the New York City metro area in particular. And you can see it clearly here. This is valid Monday, right as we get up and get onto the morning commute. That heavy snow is all the way to the north and west in the higher elevations of eastern PA and New Jersey, southeast New York as well. Looking like a nightmare morning commute there. But down here across the metro, and across eastern New Jersey, Philly, Trenton, the Jersey Shore, and Long Island, this is rain by the time we open our eyes on Monday morning and get out the door. This is not going to be a big snowstorm in the New York City metro. We could see some stuff on the front end, but the heavy stuff all in the interior, and we flip over to rain in the New York City metro by the time that heavy stuff comes in on Monday late morning and early afternoon. The rain finally gets out of here by Monday afternoon. You see this low pressure comes right near the New York City metro, so a dry slot's going to slide through and take this all out of here by Monday afternoon. Could be some showery activity around, but the heavy stuff is out by Monday afternoon with this system. Let's take a look at some snow forecasts from the ensembles. Here's a GFS ensemble simulation. You can see that the heavy stuff is here in northwest New Jersey, the possibility of several inches of snow. So we might see some winter storm watches or warnings go up eventually from the National Weather Service for those regions, as well as southeast New York and interior Connecticut. But the New York City metro, Philly metro, and points to the south and east, this is less than an inch of snow on this ensemble. Ensembles we talk about all the time. So basically we take the GFS model and we run it 30 more times, each of them tweaked to be a little bit different. Each of those models handles things a little differently. So we get an idea as to what the envelope is like of possibilities. And when you have a mean of the ensemble showing less than an inch of snow, it's a pretty good signal that this is not going to be a very impactful event. Anything on the front end washed away by that heavy rain as it comes up with that snow all the way into the interior. There are more weather models though. Let's check out the European stuff. We're looking at the GFS stuff. Let's take a look at the European. And look at that, it's not that different. Same idea. The snow of significance is going to be in northwest New Jersey and then into the interior. We have that cutoff just to the northwest of the New York City metro, and generally less than an inch of snow in the metro before that change over to rain. Almost nothing on Long Island or the eastern shores of New Jersey, which is pretty much what we're settling into. We have a bit of a consensus developing. That doesn't mean, though, that this system is not going to be impactful. And because the low pressure is sliding to the west of the New York City metro, all that warm and moist air that we discussed, the subtropical connection with this system is going to come flying up with easterly winds pushing into the New Jersey shore and parts of Long Island. And so on Monday morning, this onshore flow is going to increase significantly. We could see wind gusts over the 20-30 mile an hour range. There will be an inversion. We mentioned the cold air that's hanging on that could prevent those strong wind gusts from coming down. But still, this is pretty significant wind, and that onshore flow with the tidal cycles could lead to some coastal flooding along the New Jersey shore and parts of Long Island, especially the south-facing shores with these east-southeasterly winds pushing in. You can see they really increase right around daybreak on Monday as the low pressure makes its closest approach to the area, and then they slide off to the east and northeast as the system begins to move away. But again, with that heavy rain and the onshore winds here, the coastal flooding could be something to note across the New Jersey, Long Island shores. It's not just about the snow. This is a heavy rain and some wind event as well as the system moves away. So that brings us to our snowfall forecast. We talked about this. This is not looking like a very impactful event in the New York City metro area. We'll keep the snowfall forecast generally light for this storm before the change over to rain. If you are in an area like Morristown, New Jersey, or White Plains, possibly a couple inches of snow before the changeover. The ranges are a little larger there, with the possibility that if it ends up a little colder on the front end, could pick up a couple inches of snow. Elsewhere along the coastal plains, we have really very good confidence that this is not going to be a winter weather event, with very low snowfall amounts from that system as it moves through Sunday night into Monday and eventually makes its way out. So let's run through the timing one more time. Here we are late Sunday night. Snow begins in parts of the area, especially the interior. By the time we get to around 6 a.m. on Monday, that snow is already changing over to rain in the metro, New Jersey, and Long Island. Snow continues possibly heavily at times across northwest New Jersey and southeast New York right until around the morning commute on Monday. So that morning commute could be kind of rough in parts of northern New Jersey and the interior of southeast New York. And then by the time we get into the late morning on Monday, all of the area has switched over to rain, with that snow now relegated to New England. Those winds pick up, and then the system gets out of here by Monday afternoon. Colder air coming next week, and then possibly more chances for winter weather beyond that. We'll break all that down for you over the weekend and into next week. Let's get through this storm first, though. Have a great Friday, guys. We'll be here all weekend breaking it down with you. We'll talk to you soon.